I'm Dawn Lippert. I've been a C3E ambassador for a couple of years now, and it is such a joy to be in this room at this moment with all of you. And one of the things I've really loved about being a C3E ambassador is the ability to celebrate women at this very special point in their careers and in their growth trajectory. And so I want to congratulate all of the awardees and to soak in this moment of being at a very special time when you both are in a position to really help others in their career and to be helped and guided by others in their careers. So it's a really special moment. I think in so many ways, we spend much of our lives sort of waiting to come into or sort of fulfill our full potential. And I think that women at this point in your career, you have an ability to soar in sort of the maximum potential that you have. So it's a really exciting moment. I am so honored this year to present the year's Finance and Investment Award to a really inspiring leader, Amy Duffuor. As one of her nominators said, "We are all made of stardust. Some of us seem to have a little more." Amy's career demonstrates the potential of capital to drive climate impact, which is not a given. We have to work hard on that. Amy's the co-founder and general partner of Azola Ventures, which invests in early-stage climate technologies, mostly deep tech, mostly in overlooked markets and sectors. And to be a co-founder of a fund like this means you have to get other people to buy into your vision, to believe in you, and to write checks to you. It is not easy, let me tell you. She also serves on 8 boards and works deeply with CEOs to help them grow their businesses and their impact. C3E awards are about amplifying a leader's momentum. Momentum is a hugely important word, especially right now. It actually came up quite a bit in our C3E ambassadors meeting yesterday. How do we keep and really build on the momentum that we now have in clean energy and climate technology? We're all going to have to put our shoulder to it a little more. And once you get momentum, you need to protect it and advance it with intense focus. I actually learned that from one of my mentors, Jerry. So thank you for your comments on mentorship. Amy has momentum, but more importantly, she's created enormous momentum for a critical style of investing, one that puts impact at the center while also driving returns for investors. She has a vision for the role of Azola in the investing landscape, and she is making it happen. Amy's deep experience in finance and supply chain consulting globally, really working around the world before coming into venture, spans 3 continents. And I've been a member of Prime's Investor Advisory Committee for the past couple of years, so I've been able to see firsthand how her deep experience and analytical insight make her an investment force. I've also seen how Amy sees the best in people and thinks about problems from a true people-centered perspective. And this goes from leading the firm's DEI strategy to lifting up others as she herself rises. And one experience stands out to me from moments with Amy when she was visiting Hawaii, and we met up for what was supposed to be a quick drink and turned into an in-depth exploration of community impact for climate projects. So for her, it's not just about each individual investment, it's about what we're building together. So Amy really exemplifies the vision of the C3E Award, and it is my sincere belief that this honor will propel Amy's stardust to reach even further, and that will be to the benefit of us all. Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you, Dawn, for that very kind and thoughtful introduction. I feel immense gratitude for being here. I want to thank the C3E community for this award, my nominator, Diane Schrader, my partner, Joshua, who is in the audience, and my incredibly supportive family. I want to start by honoring the women in my family, as they deeply shape how I approach the clean energy space. I was born and raised in the Philadelphia area. The child, yes, Philly, the child of immigrants from Ghana, where my grandmothers could not read or write. My maternal grandmother sold charcoal by the side of the road. She did this to help neighborhood families during what's called lights out in Ghana, when there was no electricity due to power outages. When there was no energy, charcoal was used for much needed light, heating, and cooking. I first realized energy access was not a given during a visit to my grandmother when I was 7. For a 7-year-old kid, lights out meant no TV, no AC, and no hot American food, which I described as unlivable conditions to my mother. My mother was pioneering in her thinking. She wanted my sister and I to be aware of things we took for granted, like reliable access to energy. My mother emigrated to the United States in the 70s and was one of few African women I knew who had a STEM PhD, let alone any PhD. She taught me that anything is possible, and even if I don't see people in my career that look like me, that I deserve a seat at the table. And even if I'm the first at the table that looks like me, I must try my hardest to ensure that I'm not the last. And then I have my sister. Thank you. And then I have my sister, who is an extraordinary filmmaker and taught me the importance of storytelling. Her ability to uplift and include overlooked voices in film inspired me to be more intentional about access and inclusion in the clean energy space. Storytelling is a tool to live my intersectional values of justice, fairness, and environmental stewardship. My lineage and lived experiences have shaped my thinking beyond conventional boundaries of how to invest, who belongs at the table, and how to see opportunity and risk in clean energy. At Azola Ventures, where I'm a co-founder and general partner, we built an innovative blended finance venture capital fund to invest in technologies with the potential for gigaton scale climate impact. We wanted to bring two worlds together, philanthropy and venture capital. Despite the total assets of U.S. foundations and U.S. venture capital funds, each north of $1 trillion, both asset classes have underinvested in clean energy. Climate-related causes receive approximately 2% of total philanthropic giving in the U.S., and VC funds tend to be overweight in subsectors like mobility, solar, and wind. Azola's unique model brings together conventional venture capital and catalytic capital to invest in overlooked clean energy and climate startups. Catalytic capital is structurally more patient and flexible philanthropic capital and allows our fund to absorb disproportionate risk. We can support companies at the earliest stages with impact-first capital that is better matched to their risk and reward profile. Across Azola and our predecessor vehicle, Prime Impact Fund, we've invested in over 25 companies, and as Dawn mentioned, I've sat on 8 boards. I have so much reverence for founders who do the hard work every day of advancing these technologies to create a more equitable and accessible world for us to live in. Last month, we had our first exit in an industrial heat pump company called Heaton, less than 3 years after our initial investment. Thinking beyond conventional boundaries allowed us to see opportunities that others may not have, accelerating the commercialization of critical clean energy solutions. Beyond that, diversifying the field is also key. Only 12% of U.S. venture capital funds have at least one woman general partner, and less than 1% of U.S. venture capital funds have a Black woman general partner. When I joined our team, I was the only person of color. I'm proud to say our firm is more than 50% women now, including a majority women-led leadership team, and over 50% people of color. We've incorporated metrics to track gender, racial, and geographic diversity, and began our journey of incorporating equity and justice into investment making and managing activity. We've got a long way to go, but we're willing to do the work. As I became more visible on panels, podcasts, and in articles, people reached out who wanted advice about climate tech VC, clean energy startups, or making a career transition. 3 years ago, I started monthly office hours to talk about these dynamics, and attendees are typically women, people of color, or those with non-traditional backgrounds. We share resources, support each other, and cultivate our own little clean energy and climate community. The ability to connect with and learn from remarkable people is one of the reasons I am so humbled to be part of the C3E community. It's truly a diverse network that allows me to make connections beyond my field of finance and investment to work across disciplines, which is so critical. I'm energized to continue the work with the 2024 awardees, congratulations, ambassadors, and the broader community. And I'd also love to meet more founders, community-based organizations, and investors, especially women. And given our recent elections, it's never been more essential to fight for clean energy. So my dream is that our blended finance model at Azola will set an example, where I attend the 2034 C3E Symposium and find that our way of investing is no longer unique, but it's become mainstream. That venture investors will embed impact into all aspects of operations. So learning from my mother, I have an unwavering belief that anything is possible. My life and the lives of the women I come from are a testament to that. But we're all different pieces of a puzzle, and success is only possible if all of the pieces fit together. So thank you.